बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यमुना तीरावनचारी। यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की। इस्कॉन वीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल डिवोटीज। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल डिवोटीज। All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gaurang. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरत्से नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 3, The Birth of Lord Krishna. So we are having this series of verses for preparing our consciousness for Janmashtami. And it is interesting that different incarnations of Lord, their appearance days are called as either Jayanti or Ram Navami or Nrsimha Chaturdashi or Nityananda Triyodasi. But Lord Krishna's appearance day is called Janamashtami. Janma is generally used for conditioned souls. Janma means birth. But then while Lord is using that word, in third canto it comes Janmartalilo Paikam Sajogam. Lord's pastimes he enacts in such a way, he becomes like an ordinary Martaloka, he becomes like an ordinary human being, because he wants to relate with the living entities. Imagine our father has two big horns, or he has a big nose like a bird. We can't relate with that. In fact, parents feel more proud in telling that, oh, my son is just like me. So Lord wants to establish that relationship with living entities. And therefore he has given us this form just like him. So when he comes to this world, he enacts these pastimes so that the devotees feel more and more attached to him, and conditioned souls can establish or re-establish their lost relationship with him. Therefore these pastimes are so important. So we have been hearing from different devotees in this series of verses that how Vasudeva offered his prayers to Krishna, and then Devaki also offered her prayers to Krishna. And now from verse 32, Krishna is responding to their prayers. So we'll recite one verse and then we will just discuss the summary of the rest of the verses. So text 32. You can pull out in your phones maybe. 10th canto, 3rd chapter, text 32. We will repeat together. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Tvameva Purva Sarge Bhu Prishni Swayambhuve Sati Tadayam Sutapanama Prajapatir Akalmasha Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead replied, "My dear mother, best of the chaste, in your previous birth, the Swayambhuva millennium, you were known as Prishni and Vasudev, and who was the most pious Prajapati was named Sutapa. So you were Prishni and Vasudev was Sutapa." Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead made it clear that Devaki had not become his mother only now. Rather, she had been his mother previously also. Krishna is eternal, and his selection of a father and mother among his devotees takes place eternally. Previously also, Devaki had been Lord's mother and Vasudev the Lord's father, and they were named Prishni and Sutapa. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears, he accepts his eternal father and mother, and they accept Krishna as their son. These pastimes take place eternally and is therefore called Nitya Leela. So we also have experience, like when we have drama or something in temple, we don't just pick up random people from street to perform a drama. We choose which person will suit to this character. We choose from our own community who understand the mood, who can act properly, who can speak dialogues properly, who can actually display that whole theme properly. So in the same way, Lord doesn't accept any random parents, but Lord has his own selection of parents. They are sometimes eternal parents. And in Puranas, it is also told that many times there are too many candidates who deserve to be Lord's parents. So Lord merged them all together in form of Vasudeva and Devaki, or sometimes Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. So Lord can do that. That's the beauty of spiritual life, where everybody is a winner. In material life, if somebody is a winner, then others are losers. But in spiritual life, everybody is a winner. Even grass in the spiritual world is satisfied that he is in its best position. We call Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam. Then we call Granthara Chaitanya Charitamrita also. How there can be two kings? But that is spiritual world. There can be multiple winners. So here Lord is giving opportunity to his eternal devotees to enact as father and mother. Thus there was no cause for surprise or ridicule. As confirmed by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yoveti tattvata takta deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. One should try to understand the appearance and disappearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead from Vedic authorities, not from imagination. One who follows his imaginations about the Supreme Personality of Godhead is condemned. Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. The Lord appears as the son of his devotee by his param bhavam. The word bhava refers to the stage of pure love, which has nothing to do with material transactions. So it is very difficult to understand Lord with material consciousness, with polluted consciousness. Lord is Pavitram, and only pure people can approach Lord or understand Lord. Like we know, in the beginning of creation, Lord Brahma wants to know his own source. And he does good world tour of this whole stem of the lotus. But he cannot find the beginning or the end of the lotus stem. And then he does austerities. He depends on the mercy of Lord. And then Lord himself reveals to Brahma. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye. So Lord can reveal himself to us, but we on our own cannot understand the Supreme Lord. We need support. And therefore, interestingly, our acharyas have called devotional service to be creeper. Bhakti Lata Beach. Creeper doesn't grow on its own. Trees grow on their own. But creeper always needs support. So this is creeper. Devotional life is a creeper. We need support of spiritual master. We need support of Vaishnavas. We need support of mercy of the Lord. And that's how we grow and grow in our spiritual life. Otherwise, our consciousness will remain impure. We see even in Bhagavatam, there are many grades of devotees or personalities mentioned in Bhagavatam. There are different grades of prayers. Now here we heard Devaki's prayers which are so pure, Vasudev's prayer which are so pure. But in Bhagavatam there are characters who had requested or prayed with material contamination. We have example of Yayati. Yayati got cursed and became old. And he was so attached to his son's gratification that he was begging his own sons that, can you give me your youth so I can enjoy? Can a father do that to their children, his children? It's unheard of. But here Yayati is asking his own children, give me your youth, I want to enjoy sex life. How shameful. But that is what material desires do. Vishaya asakta murkhanam. When one gets attached to Vishaya, the material objects, he loses his intelligence. He becomes a murkha, fool. We see another example where demigods approach Dadichi. And demigods, because they were in trouble with Vritrasur, actually they went to the Lord first. And demigods told Lord, how to deal with this demon? We go to him with big weapons and he take all weapons inside his mouth like he's eating breakfast. So no point of eating, no point of fighting, he's eating our weapons. So how to fight with this character? The Lord told, good that you are praying to me, but my pure devotees don't pray for anything ulterior, anything other than pure devotional service. It's a good slap to demigods. Actually, Lord is telling demigods, you are not pure devotees. Because you are coming to me for this small thing, for saving your kingdom. But still Lord helps. Okay, you go to Dadichi. This is a sage and you ask him for his bones. And from his bones you can make Vajra. And that Vajra will help you to kill Vritrasur. Demigods go to Dadichi. And Dadichi is joking with demigods. Dadichi is telling, how can I give my body to you? And you know what demigods reply? Demigods are teaching him Bhagavad Gita. You know, you're not body, you are soul. One should not be attached to his body, anyway it is mortal. So somebody can ask that, then why are you so worried about being killed by Vritrasur? So consciousness is a very important thing. We have to see, we may speak things, but actually we have realized it or not. So there are so many grades of prayers. Sati, another wonderful example in 4th canto. Sati wanted to go to her father's place. Who is father of Sati? Daksha Prajapati. And Daksha Prajapati was envious of Lord Shiva. He was not seeing the exalted position of Lord Shiva, but he was seeing that he is my son-in-law. He should respect me. And out of that unrealistic expectation, he developed an animosity against Lord Shiva. But Sati, she was attached to her father. And she was seeing in the sky, her sisters were going in nicely decorated airplanes to Daksha for a yajna, for a sacrifice. And Sati comes to Lord Shiva and he started to glorify Lord Shiva. This is how you get things done. First you glorify the person. And then Sati tells that, you see my all sisters are going, my relatives are going, and they are going in such decorated airplanes that they are beautifully decorated by ornaments. Indirectly telling Lord Shiva that you have not given me even a single ornament. Lord Shiva was so detached. One time Sati asked Lord Shiva that we should have a home to live. No, I can't live like this. You should give me a home. So Lord Shiva built a beautiful palace on the request of Sati. And then Lord Shiva called some Brahmanas for the housewarming ceremony, as we do. So these Brahmanas came and they did the ceremony. And now it's a custom to give some dakshina to Brahmanas. You should always give some dakshina to the priest. So Lord Shiva was wondering, what should I give in dakshina? So he gave the same house in dakshina to the Brahmanas. He was so detached. So Sati is pointing out, you see my sisters are so decorated, they are going. and I am not going. Lord Shiva tried to explain her. You see, Daksha didn't invite us. And he is having envy from me, so it's not appropriate for you to go. But Sati is telling more arguments. Sati is telling, to a guru's place, to friend's place, to father's place, you can go uninvited. So let me go. See, when we are attached to our desires, even our prayers become so motivated. That Guru is teaching us this is not good for us. Still we are debating. Like there is a wonderful pastime of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada went to Bhuvaneshwar, and in Bhuvaneshwar, Gaur Govinda Maharaj was assigned by Srila Prabhupada to translate his books into Odia language. And Prabhupada asked, how is the translation work going? So Gaur Govinda Maharaj said that, Prabhupada, I am so busy in management, you have given me this responsibility of building the temple, that I am not able to translate. So Prabhupada said, no, management anybody can do, you should translate. So Gaur Govinda Maharaj said, Prabhupada, it will be helpful if you give me a devotee who can manage. So Prabhupada decided to speak to one devotee. Now this devotee was scheduled to leave for US the next day. And he came to know that Prabhupada will call him to give him managerial service in Bhuvaneshwar in India. So he did his homework. What will I reply to Srila Prabhupada? Because he wanted to go back to US and not staying in India. And he prepared all the questions. And he came to Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada said, so I want you to stay back in India. He said, Prabhupada, my ticket is booked. I want to go. My ticket is booked. So we'll lose so much service. So much money. Prabhupada said, don't worry. I will cover that money. Don't worry. You stay back. Then he said, but Prabhupada, one service is waiting for me in New York. They have arranged a new office for me in BBT. I want to go and serve there. Prabhupada said, don't worry. I have already assigned another devotee for that service. You stay back. Then he says, Prabhupada, my health is not supporting when I live in India. I get diseased. Prabhupada said, this is because you have not sufficiently lived in India. So if you live for long, then you will get adapted to India. Look at that. And then he tells Prabhupada, I don't know what to eat and what not to eat in India. Prabhupada said, don't worry, I'll give you a list what to eat and what not to eat in India. Then he told Prabhupada, but I don't go along with the GBC of India. Nice point, right? I can't work with this GBC. Prabhupada said, I will change GBC for India today, but you stay back. And then he put his Brahmastra. He told Prabhupada, I can't chant my 16 rounds in India. It's so difficult for me. You know what Prabhupada replied? Don't chant 16 rounds, but still stay in India. Not that Prabhupada wanted him not to chant, but look at the attachment one develops. Even though Lord is explaining, devotees are explaining, Guru is explaining, still we are attached to our desires. So our prayers can only become pure when we leave this material attachment. When our heart will get pure, then only we will get access to Vrindavan. So with these prayers, we are getting that access. We are getting that glimpse that how to enter into Vrindavan pastimes of the Lord. Lord is preparing ourselves. Lord is preparing us, and Lord is also preparing Himself. You know how? Here Devaki and Vasudeva are requesting Lord that to become a child. So Lord has to leave His opulence and become an ordinary child. Because in Vrindavan, He will not be worshipped like Lord. He will be dealt like an ordinary child. So Lord is preparing Himself, and Lord is also preparing us. But still, even though we are pure or not, we should still go to Krishna. Because on course of our devotional service, we get purified. Akama sarva kamova moksha kamo daradi tivrena bhakti yogena jajate purusham param. If you are akama, no desires, come to Krishna. Sarva kamavas, you have so many desires, full of desires, come to Krishna. Moksha kamo daradi, if you want to get liberated, then also come to Krishna. Tivrena bhakti yogena jajate purusham param. Because Lord will purify. Lord is like a well-wisher. Lord is like a father. Actually, He is Father. Sarva yonishu konteya. And how can a father give something dangerous to his children? Lord tells in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ami bigya ei murkhe vishay keba dibo, swa charnamrita diya vishay bulaibo. We are fools that we ask material things to Lord, but Lord is saying, I am not fool. I know this is dangerous for this person, so I will not give him that thing. We go to a shop and we ask for a cigarette, shopkeeper will give us cigarette. But if we go and ask our mother, can you give one cigarette? She will give two, not cigarette slabs, one here, one here. Because mother loves the child. So in the same way, Lord knows how to purify. But here Devaki's prayers are so pure. Lord was touched by it. And hearing Devaki's prayers, where Devaki is fearful for the safety of Lord, Lord decided to show him the four-handed form. Otherwise there was no need. And then Lord is telling Devaki and Vasudev that don't worry, you are not ordinary mother, you are not ordinary father, you are my eternal mother and father. You worshipped me as Prishni and Sutapa, and I have taken birth from you in different millenniums. Jai Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki, Sri Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So Lord is telling, don't worry, you have already pleased me in so many millenniums, I have taken birth from you. Like I became Vamandev, I took birth from you. I became Prishni Garbha, I took birth from you. And now I am becoming Krishna, I am taking birth from you. So you are my eternal father and mother. And just as you are not ordinary father, mother, I am also not ordinary child, so don't fear. And Lord is reminding that you know how much hard work you have done to get me. You have done austerities in severe weather conditions. You have done so much hard work for me. And this is Krishna's gratefulness. He remembers all hard work. In Brihad Bhagavatamrita, there is a wonderful section. When Gopkumar reaches back to the spiritual world, the Krishna with all his Gopa friends welcome Gopkumar. He comes by the entrance and he welcomes Gopkumar. And when Gopkumar sees Krishna for the first time, he faints. And Krishna also faints. So everybody become concerned. They start to curse this Gopkumar. The Brajvasis, the Gopas, they tell, this must be a demon sent by Kansa. That because of his arrival, Krishna fainted. So they were doing all kind of remedies to bring Krishna back to senses. And Krishna woke up. Gopkumar also woke up. So Gopkumar was crying. Krishna was also having tears. And then Gopkumar asked Krishna, that Krishna, I was far from you. And I came back to the spiritual world seeing you after so long. For me to become emotional, for me to become, for me to faint, for me to cry is natural. But you are all cognizant, you know everything. Why you are crying? Why you are so emotional? Then Krishna tells, Gopkumar, I am just remembering your journey to come back to me. How difficult it was. You went through so much to come back to me. And just by remembering it, I am getting these tears. This is Krishna's gratitude. So Krishna is expressing his gratitude that you have done so much austerities to get me as your child. You are not ordinary. You are my eternal mother and father. And then Lord is describing that one who does austerities like this can attain me. Now after reading these verses, one can get excited that okay, let me also do austerities and I will also get Krishna as my child. But Srila Prabhupada in the purport, he writes very nice point. I'll just read from there. Instead of bringing the Lord here for some material purpose, to have a son or whatever else, if we go back home, back to Godhead, our relationship with Lord is revealed and we eternally engage in our eternal relationship. So Prabhupada is not telling us you do austerities, because then again it will be our desire. And pure devotional service doesn't mean our desire, it means Krishna's desire, what Krishna wants to do. That is the difference between karma yoga and bhakti. Generally, karma means I want to do something and I will enjoy the results. This is karma. Karma yoga means to unite with the Lord. So karma yoga means I will perform what I want to do, but results I will not enjoy, I will offer it to Krishna. Third thing is bhakti. Bhakti means now I will not decide what I will do. I will do what Krishna wants me to do, and I will offer results to Krishna. Let us understand by an example. You cook pizza and you eat yourself. That is karma. You cook pizza because you like it, but you don't eat yourself, you offer it to Radha Radhanath and then you accept it. That is karma yoga. But you cook Karela, bitter melon, because Radha Radhanath likes it, and you don't cook pizza, and then offer to Lord and accept it. That is bhakti. Means finding out what Krishna wants us to do. Therefore, our parampara, our disciplic succession is teaching us this point, that we don't want to enjoy Krishna, but we want to be enjoyed by Krishna. Many times Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur would come to temple without his specs. And disciples would run, that Guru Maharaj, your specs, how you'll take darshan? Then he would say, no, I don't come to take darshan of Lord. I come so that Lord can see me. That is our parampara. We want to be enjoyed by Lord, not we want to take service from Lord. Another wonderful instance from our Goswamis. One time, Sanatan Goswami went to meet Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. And when he went to Radhakund, because Raghunath Das Goswami would stay at the bank of Radhakund, he saw that there were some tigers nearby. And Krishna was standing with a stick to guard Raghunath Das Goswami. And Raghunath Das Goswami was chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Similar instance, he saw one time he was chanting in the scorching heat, and Srimati Radharani herself is covering her with her sari. So seeing that, Sanatan Goswami corrected Raghunath Das Goswami. I mean, other sampradayas, they are very proud that, oh, Radharani came, Krishna came, and our Guru Maharaj saw Radharani and our Guru Maharaj saw Krishna. But our parampara, this is not appreciated. Sanatan Goswami is mildly chastising Raghunath Das Goswami. He is saying, we have come to Vrindavan to serve Radha Krishna, not to take service from Radha Krishna. So you make a bhajan kutir and stay there, so that Radharani doesn't need to come and give you shade, so that Krishna doesn't need to come and protect you. You stay in a kutir. And that's how the system of bhajan kutir started. Otherwise, previously, Goswamis would just stay under one tree. But they made bhajan kutir so that Radha Krishna don't have to come and serve them. This is the glory of our parampara. Otherwise, these austerities will make our heart hard. These austerities will not take us closer to Krishna if that service attitude is not there. Many times we see that some devotees, when they do Nirjala Ekadashi, when they chant like 64 rounds or 128 rounds or some 192 rounds, they go around and ask different devotees, so Prabhu, are you not chanting 128 rounds? Are you not observing Nirjala Ekadashi? Nobody is asking them to do that, but they go and tell, because now they become proud of their austerities. Now they become proud of their sadhana. So the whole purpose is lost. Perfection of any service is that we become humble after that service. If I am proud that I clean dustbin every day, then the purpose of cleaning dustbin is lost. That is no more a menial service. That has become nice food for my false ego. So therefore that spirit of service has to be there. So now Devaki and Vasudeva are doing austerities for what? Because Lord wants to come to this world and He wants a set of parents. Therefore they did austerities. They are not posing their desire on Krishna, but they are adapting Krishna's desire in their life. And look at the sacrifice. After doing so many austerities, how many months Krishna stayed with Devaki and Vasudeva? How many days he stayed? How many hours? After few minutes of hello, hi, bye, leave me to Vrindavan. That was a sacrifice. So we have to understand that we are in this process to serve Krishna. We have to become productive in this Krishna consciousness movement. That is the spirit of Vasudeva and Devaki. Lord, you should be enjoying us. And how can we contribute to that? Imagine we have planted a tree in our house. And it takes effort to prepare the ground and put the seed, watering it every day, putting the manure, safeguarding it, pulling out weeds. It's difficult work. 20 years passed. The tree is simply growing and growing and growing. Not a single leaf came in that tree. Not a single flower came in that tree. not a single fruit came in that tree, how you will feel? You will feel happy about it? We are planting a tree so that there should be some flowers and fruits and leaves and shelter and shade. In the same way, the parampara, the disciplic succession, has given us shelter. How much devotees have done for us? Guru has given us so much, devotees have given us so much, Prabhupada has given us so much. And now if we are not productive in Krishna consciousness, how much disappointing it is. Still Krishna will accept. Krishna will not reject anyone who has came in his shelter. But are we going to offer this type of offering to Krishna? We have to learn from Vasudeva and Devaki. They are assisting in Krishna's pastime. Idam Krishnaya, idam namama. For Krishna's pleasure, for not for me, not for me. Any service we do, we have to remind ourselves. Idam Krishnaya, idam namama. I am singing not for myself, for Krishna's pleasure. I am cooking not for me, for Krishna's pleasure. I am making garlands not for me, for Krishna's pleasure. I am preaching not to make my followers, but to bring living entities to Krishna. That attitude we have to develop. And therefore Lord is appreciating Devaki and Vasudeva's prayers. And he is saying that I have shown, verse 44, I have shown you this form of Vishnu just to remind you of my previous births. Otherwise, if I appeared like an ordinary human child, you would not believe that Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu has indeed appeared. So Krishna was having anxiety that how my devotees should have faith in me. They are so surrendered that now Krishna has to take anxiety for them. See, there are only two options. Either we take our anxiety or Krishna takes our anxiety. What is better? Krishna takes our anxiety. Devotees are so surrendered to Krishna. Like when Arjun was one day resting, Krishna goes to Arjun's camp and Krishna wakes up Arjun. And Krishna tells Arjun, you are sleeping here. You don't know, Bhishma Pitama has taken a vow that tomorrow before sunset he is going to kill the Pandavas. Do you know about it? Arjun said, yes, I know about it already. Then Krishna says, still you are sleeping. Arjuna said, I already decided, Karishye Vachanam Tava. I already decided I will do whatever you want me to do. I have surrendered myself to you. And even after surrendering to you, if I have to take anxiety for myself, what is the use of surrendering to you? So now you have to figure it out, how to deal with it. I am sleeping, let's meet tomorrow. That is surrender. So now Krishna is having anxiety. How to encourage Devaki and Vasudeva. That's Lord's sensitivity also. Lord is not hard with his devotees. He is so sensitive that Devaki is feeling fear, Vasudeva is feeling fear. Let me show my Vishnu form to them. And let me tell them that they are not ordinary people. They have done these austerities before. Lord's encouragement. We see in first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Kunti Maharani and Yudhishthira Maharaj, they pray to Krishna that if he can stay for longer in Hastinapur. And Krishna changes his travel plans. Because he was sensitive that they are not feeling comfortable as yet. So till the time Yudhishthira Maharaj was not comfortable, Krishna stayed to establish. Leaving one wife and staying somewhere else is so difficult. Krishna left 16,108 wives back in Dwarka and living with Pandavas to make them comfortable. Imagine how sensitive he is. In Chaitanya Charitamrita we hear this pastime. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes to South India and he meets this Brahmana who was very attached to Lord Ram's pastimes. And he was in anxiety that how come Ravana took Sita away. And he was so much in anxiety that he was not even eating. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled 160 kilometers to a temple to get the exact proof that that was not real Sita, that was an illusion Sita. That was a Maya Sita whom Ravan kidnapped. And he traveled back and showed that proof to that devotee that don't worry, Sita which Ravan kidnapped was not real Sita. It was illusion Sita. So you don't need to worry. And that relaxed him and he continued his normal life. How sensitive is Lord that his devotees should be encouraged. His all pastimes is to reciprocate his love with his devotees. And therefore, Lord is doing all this pastime. Actually, Lord also doesn't feel good without his devotees. Prabhupada gives an example in the purport. Putrahinam griham shunyam. When there are no children, the house is empty. Parents don't feel happy. In the same way, without devotees, Lord doesn't feel happy. Imagine the temple room empty. Will Radha Radhanath feel happy? But more devotees, they feel more happy. And festivals, they become more happier. Imagine every day temple is full, they'll make a happiest. So in the same way, Lord reciprocates with his devotees because he also wants that happiness. He also wants that adan pradan of prema, that reciprocation of love. Therefore, Lord is doing that. And why these devotees are so dear to Lord? Why he cannot select some random crowd? If he wants crowd, there is no scarcity of people in this world. But he is looking for his devotees. Why? Because devotees have prioritized Krishna in their life. Krishna doesn't want to be a burden in somebody's life. See, many times devotees come to Krishna consciousness, they are around for some time, and then they leave. Why it happens? If we have the best philosophy in the world, we have best prasadam in the world, best association in the world, best music in the world, best temples in the world, why people still leave Krishna consciousness? Because their practice of Krishna consciousness is with grudge. And Krishna starts feeling that he has become burden in their lives. You know why? They chant while driving, they chant while sleeping in night. Krishna feels like, oh my God, I have made his life terrible. So let me go away from his life so he will become relaxed. Krishna is looking for those devotees who have prioritized him. We have time for everything in the world but not Krishna. How will Krishna feel? Prabhupada would say that the busiest person in this planet will still have time to read my books for 2 hours. And interestingly, in ISKCON, there was a survey done in ILS, ISKCON Leadership Sangha in Mayapur, where all leaders came, preachers came, more than 1,000 devotees maybe. A survey was done that how many devotees are reading Srila Prabhupada books every day. You know what was the percentage? 5%. Imagine how Krishna will feel. Krishna will feel, I have messed up their lives, so let me go away. But Krishna is looking for those devotees who have prioritized him. Krishna, you are first in my life. Everything else is second. So when I mold my life, I plan my schedule, I put you first, and then anything else. The biggest lie in this world is, I don't have time. There is the biggest lie in this world. It's all about priority. So Krishna is looking for such devotees. And when devotees offer that love to Krishna, Krishna becomes property of such devotees. Krishna tells Satyaraj Khan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells Satyaraj Khan in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that Satyaraj Khan, forget about you. Even animals in your village are dear to me. He tells to Shivas Thakur, what to speak about you? Your tailor, your washerman, living entities living in your house are dear to me. Not about just you. That much Krishna becomes property of his devotees. And so much so that he becomes a child. He's becoming a child in front of Vasudeva and Devaki. Now we may think, this is like 5,500 years back. Who knows? Will it ever happen in this era? There's a beautiful pastime of one of the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His name was Govinda Ghosh. There were 3 brothers, very good singers in Mahaprabhu's associates. One of them, we sing his name every day, Vasudeva Ghosh. In Gaur Arti his name comes. Sanjaya Mukunda Vasudeva Adikai. So Vasudeva Ghosh. And there were other brothers, Mukunda Ghosh and Govinda Ghosh. So this Govinda Ghosh was traveling with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after taking his meal, he asked Govinda, that Govinda, can you bring me a haritaki? Haritaki is a digestive herb. So can you bring this? So Govinda went to the nearby village and he asked for it and he brought it. It took some time to bring it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took half of it and gave the rest half back to Govinda. Now Govinda thought that next day Mahaprabhu may need it, so let me keep it. So he kept it. Next day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again asked for haritaki. And this time Govinda immediately produced it. And Mahaprabhu, this is Haritaki. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yesterday you took so long to bring it. How come today you gave me it immediately? So Govinda said, Mahaprabhu, I knew you would require it, so I kept it with me. You know what was Mahaprabhu's response? He said, you have tendency to acquire things, so you become a grihastha. Keeping a half Haritaki with him, you become a grihastha. So he was crying and crying, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, don't worry, I am telling for your good, so you accept it. He married. Now, he was having a beautiful deity of Gopinath, the three-banded, just like Radhanath, and he's playing flute, and he would serve that deity. And after marriage, when the wife became pregnant, he was the only person in the family, so it was a great struggle for him to take care of the wife and also deity. But he was managing it. But after this whole endeavor, when the wife gave birth to the child, the wife died. It was a big setback. Now this Govinda had to take care of the newly born baby and the deity. Those who have taken care of newly born babies, they know it's an exclusive project. Not one person, 3-4 people are required. But he was taking care of this newly born baby and the deities. It was very difficult. And after doing that for some time, for few days actually, this child also died. Now imagine, Govinda became so heartbroken that first he had to leave service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to become a grihastha. Then he was helping his wife and wife died. And then he was taking care of this baby with so much endeavor, the baby also died. So he closed his door and he started fasting. One day passed by, second day passed by, third day passed by. At the end of third day, Gopinath, the deity, started speaking to Govinda. Gopinath is addressing Govinda as Baba. Baba means father. Baba, Baba, will you not feed me? It has been 3 days you are not feeding me. Now, this Govinda was so upset. He said, what is the use of feeding you? You're just standing there not helping me with anything. My wife died, my child died. What you have done? So you know what Gopinath replies? He said, I accept you have lost your one child. But does that mean you will kill your other child too? I am your child. Why are you not feeding me? Then Govinda says, that child would help me in old age. That child would do my final rites. That child would have done the Pindadan for me, Shraddha ceremony after my death. What you will do? You will just stand here. And that time Gopinath tells, I promise you, I have called you my father. I promise you, I will do your final rites. I will do your Shraddha ceremony. And then Govinda opened the door and he started serving Gopinath. He served for years and years. And when Govinda left his body, because there was nobody in his family, the village people came. And they started to take his body for funeral. Gopinath deity speaks to the people. This is not very long, this is like 500 years ago. Gopinath deity speaks to the people and he tells that this is my father, you take me to perform the last rites. And they carried the deity of Gopinath to the crematorium. And that's how the final rites were done. And now was the time for Pindadan. So Gopinath was taken to the Ganga to offer Pindadan. And you know what? In front of the eyes of all villagers, Gopinath was playing flute. His hands became from like this to like this. In front of everyone. And they kept Pinda on the hands of Gopinath. They chanted the mantra. As they finished the mantra, the Pinda would fall. Till now, you can go to Bengal, and that is the biggest mela, biggest gathering in Bengal till now. Each year, they take Gopinath's deity to the Ganga, they keep Pinda on his hand, they chant mantra. As the mantra finishes, the Pinda automatically falls in the river. So for 500 years, Gopinath is doing Pindadan for Govinda. That is love of devotee. That is love of the Lord for his devotee. He became child. Not just for Vasudeva and Devaki, for Govinda, for anyone who wants. And therefore in one lecture Prabhupada tells, if you want to have child, make Krishna your child, because that child will never die. He will always be with you. He will always take care of you. So that is the beauty of this Krishna consciousness. This Krishna consciousness is giving us access to the love of Godhead, to the love of Godhead which is even rarest to the demigods. And just by following the simple process given by Srila Prabhupada, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, following the regulative principles, assisting in the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are getting that highest benefit. So we should realize our fortune. Greatest misfortune is to not realize one's fortune. But if we realize our fortune, we are the most fortunate people on this planet, getting us this opportunity. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna.